Distance between 2 points in the coordinate plane. Here's our old friend, the number line. Do you remember how to find the distance between 2 points? We take their positions, the coordinates, on the number line and subtract the smaller number from the greater number. This calculation gives us the distance between the 2 points. What if we have a vertical number line, like this? We do the same thing. We subtract the smaller coordinate from the greater coordinate to find the answer. But what about finding the distance between any 2 points on the coordinate plane? The coordinate plane is the plane containing 2 perpendicular axes, the horizontal axis x and the vertical axis y, and their point of intersection, which is called the origin. We use the capital letter O to represent the origin. The coordinates of O are 0, 0. The horizontal ray in the coordinated plane is the ray OX, and the vertical ray is the ray OY. The position of any point in the coordinate plane is written using its relevant pairs of coordinates, like this, or this. Each point has an X coordinate and a Y coordinate. Knowing both coordinates, we are able to determine its position on the coordinate plane. This coordinate system is used in navigation, whether to track planes in the sky, or ships at sea, or vehicles on land. So, back to this coordinate plane, how can we find the distance between 2 points? Let's look at those 2 points. Point A has coordinates 2 and 2. Point B has coordinates 6 and 2. Notice how the segment AB is parallel to the ray OX. In this case, we subtract the x coordinates of the 2 points, 6 minus 2, which equals 4. The distance between A and B in this example is 4 units. What about the following points? A is still 2 and 2. C is 2 and 7. Can you calculate the distance between the 2 points A and C? Or, in other words, the length of the segment AC. What do you notice? The segment AC is parallel to the ray OY. So, in this case, we subtract the y coordinates of the 2 points, 7 minus 2, which equals 5. The length of segment AC is 5 units. Now, do you remember learning about absolute values? Here's a quick refresher. The absolute value of a number simply tells you how far away it is from 0 on the number line, regardless of whether it lies on the positive or negative side of the number line. Does this idea of absolute values of a number remind you of anything in our real world? What about the idea of distance? We never have a negative distance. If a tree is located at the origin and the other tree is at 5, the distance between those 2 trees is 5 units. If a third tree is at -5, the distance to the first tree would be 5 units as well, right? So what would be the distance between the farthest 2 trees? We add the absolute values of the coordinates. That means 5 plus 5, which adds up to 10. Notice how the negative sign doesn't affect our calculations here. Take, for example, the following points, G and H. They both have the same y coordinate. So, what's the distance between them? The distance between any 2 points that share the same x or y coordinate is equal to the absolute value of the difference between the other 2 points. Let's calculate the difference first. 5 minus 4, which means 5 plus 4 equals 9. What's the absolute value of 9? It's 9. What if we had done the opposite? If we had calculated the difference -4 minus 5, the answer is -9. The absolute value of -9 is 9 as well. It doesn't matter how we go about calculating the distance, we end up with the same result. Amir, Layla and Reem are playing a game. They draw up a coordinate plane on the floor of their backyard. Amir marks out the coordinates and clearly marks the origin. He then asks both girls to stand at any point they like. Layla stands on 3 and 4. Reem stands on -4 and 4. Amir stands on 3 and 1. Now, what's the distance between Layla and Reem? In this case, the calculation is 3 minus -4, which is the same as 3 plus 4. And that gives us 7 units. That's the distance between Layla and Reem. What about the distance between Amir and Layla? Again, they have the same x coordinates but different y coordinates. 1 minus 4 is -3. The absolute value gives us the distance between Layla and Amir, or segment AL, which equals 3. What about the distance between Amir and Reem? They both have different x and y coordinates, which could be calculated, but not without learning about the Pythagoras theorem, which is a topic for another day. Now let's recap. You can find the distances between any 2 points on a coordinate plane once you know the rules. If the 2 points form a vertical line segment, then the smaller y coordinate is subtracted from the greater one, and the absolute value of the number gives us the distance. On the other hand, if the 2 points forms a horizontal line segment, then we subtract the smaller x coordinate from the greater one and take the absolute value of the result to give the length of the segment, or the distance between those 2 points. Understanding the basic concept of a coordinate plane is crucial for all navigation applications on land, air, and sea.